it's a pity, because people will not understand when they will just see you guys together. They don't know the real story. They will just be looking at you like, oh, you guys don't have children, why? Do you really need to be telling each and every person like your story that no, we don't have children because
in discussions, friendships and all that, you are the ultimate decider of what you want to do, so
yeah.
What's your love language? What's your loving? But you need to practically show it. How do you do that?
This is very difficult, honestly. I don't know. The fact that he knows that I love him, actions, each and every day you see that thing, we're growing together, we talk a lot, almost like every day in the morning. Even if he comes back from anywhere, we might not talk that night, but every day in the morning, yesterday what happened, this, we have a very good communication. So I think that is, if I'm not happy, I'll tell him I did not like this, this is what you did. We correct each other where you did something wrong that I did not like, I also love the way he responds, sometimes, because it comes when somebody has an attitude. Sometimes somebody will do something wrong, but will still have attitude. So I normally take that okay, he did something wrong, but it's not like he has like attitude towards it. So I like that about him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mr. Vaughan, what would you say is your own love language?
Like she said, it's a tricky question. I'm a conservative man, so my emotions are not something that I don't always show emotions, so I just act what I feel, but there's no.
So Mr. Vaughan, what would you say is your own love language?
Like she said, it's a tricky question. I'm a conservative man, so my emotions are not something that I don't always show emotions, so I just act what I feel, but there's no way I can be love language like go out, come back with a bunch of flowers and
what's wrong with that?
It's just people.
I'm sure she likes it, don't you?
She would. I'm now saying
the truth is between flowers and chocolate. Which one would you? I would rather eat something than to have a bunch of flowers that are sitting there. So
I do the chocolate thing. Yeah, but I'm not that overly.
But to be honest, I don't mind if I see flowers from our door, Reggie. It's that I understand him.
And you've come to accept him for who he is.
Not really accept. He will still do it.
You still do it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think you should do it.
He will do it. One day, I'm just letting him. Yeah.
What's the most memorable gift you ever received from him?
I told you. You remember he bought me this dress in Pretoria, like a Nigerian outfit, which was, I think, my first Nigerian outfit. It was special because I felt like, okay, he's accepting me, to the family or something. So I can't just forget that, yeah.
And you, Mr. Vaughan, what would you say is the most memorable gift you ever got from your wife?
The most memorable gift I've ever gotten. It's a watch. The unfortunate thing about that watch is that I'm not very good with watches.
As I can see.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I just don't know. Either somebody wants it from, and I think I took that from my dad. Either somebody wants it.
Why is that?
I just don't know. Either somebody wants it from, and I think I took that from my dad. either somebody wants it, the minute you have a watch in your hand, say, I like it, take it, or the strap gets broken, and yeah.
Like we have many that are just sitting down there. Yes, I will have to now go and buy another one and say take, and then after some time again it's not there.
Yeah.
Okay, what makes you feel so cherished in your marriage?
Just going home knowing there's somebody waiting for you. It's a beautiful thing.
Just being there also.
Then also, when you're in a situation and you know that this person has got your back, if there's nobody behind you, but this person, come what may, you look back and say, she's there. It's you may not say it out, but you know that when you're beaten, to the ground, you go out all day and the whole world has been against you, but you come home and you find this person still there, that's it's priceless. It's priceless. Some of us take it for granted, but it's the truth. You go back home and you it's priceless.
How do you both handle your finance? How do you ensure that it doesn't get in the way of your happiness and you're able to manage it properly and don't allow it to,
Well, it's we're independent, but we communicate it. If should I need something, if I need, and I know that she can assist with, I tell her without even telling her, she assists me, and her needs are also met. So it's all about communication. Yeah, and like I said, trust. The minute you trust each other enough and you communicate, it now becomes easy. But where you're being shady, then that's where the issue now becomes a problem.
I think he even prefer his money to be with me than himself. Yes.
So you're a better money manager.
Yes. Because in Nigeria, yeah, your money will just finish once you leave this store. It's gone. So I know that, but I think it takes time. It also took time for him to even take something from me. It took years. As a Nigerian guy, they always have that thing. I cannot take money from a woman.
That's not true. Where did you get that from?
Nigerians.
Nigerian men.
Nigerians, they want to give, not to take.
Yeah, they do, but they won't refuse if you give them.
It took time for my husband. Okay, I'll talk about my husband. It took time for him to, I think he was just running away from that thing of maybe one day I'll just be reminding him, after what I did for you, women, they also have that thing, so but I think I'm kind of like strict when it comes to money. I don't play. I just don't.
How do you both keep the passion in your marriage burning? Why are you closing your eyes?
Well, I'm doing that because, like I said earlier, I'm a conservative man. But again, when it comes to the issue of marriage, yes, you have to keep the passion burning. You can't hide away from it. When we're much younger, very active and agile, but age has a way, pressure, time, has a way of slowing you down, which affects the relationship. But in keeping the passion burning, music plays a very important role in my life.
You're a music lover.
I love music.
What kind of music do you listen
I
to?
love music. You know, you'll be
Yeah,
so
so what type do you listen
pop, soft rock, old school, akbala, you know,
Jazz,
juju,
almost
jazz,
everything.
you know, depending on. And sometimes I tell her, I even tell her, we joke about it. I tell her, my Mulungu side. Mulungu is a white man. I'll tell her my white side is coming out. You know, that's sometimes when I want to listen to
jazz, rock?
pop, rock, yeah, soft rock. I'll tell her my English side is coming out, and you know, sometimes I'll say this is my father's spirit, the music my parents listen to. You know, yeah. So depending on, and whilst in South Africa too, I picked up a variety of their artists. You know, the Hugh Masekela's, you know,
A lot.
Busi Plongos, you know.
So music basically is what puts you in the mood.
Yes, music does.
Music also puts you in the mood.
Of course, I also love to watch a lot of movies, you know. But I think some of these things we did it more in South Africa, like movies, maybe because also it was just me and him, you know, in the world. So, you know, in South Africa, by 6 you're at home. What do you do after that? You just have to, you know. But in Nigeria, here it's another different story. He does not have time to just watch a movie for like 2 hours sitting there. No, you know. So I'm the one that watch movies. Music, okay. In the morning, we know we listen to music. We do that a lot, you know.
What values do you think are essential for a healthy marriage?
The values, honesty. Yeah, honesty plays a very big role. You know, being open. Then the other thing is what I call it value. Yeah, but communication is key. You know, communication is key. Then when you understand each other, there are no there in the marriage. What I try to tell people, the roles are not. You can't be too rigid. You have to understand where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are. You have to acknowledge them, and you have to try to just keep complementing each other. So when it comes to the values, if you have a talking wife, you have to be the listening husband, and vice versa. So just understanding each other, yeah, that's what I can say. The values is being honest, being open, transparent, you know, and communicate that in the best way you can.
And he misses one.
The same thing.
And how supportive is he of your aspirations and goals?
It does support me a lot, you know, with everything that I've achieved. Remember, I met him just a 26-year-old, you know. He's been there like every step of everything I did, you know. He knows the story, he knows how I struggled. You know, when somebody knows you then and can see where you are, so yeah.
And what are your biggest fears about your marriage?
Mm, so far, no. But the only thing I've learned over the years, or what I just learned, is there's always going to be something. You know, like devil doesn't say, oh, these people have been together for 10 years, let me just leave them and not give them problem. There is always a challenge, you know, either way. You will think that, no, we've been together for 15 years, nothing is going to happen. It's a lie. It's a lie. You just need to, you know, keep praying. You know, I pray a lot so that, you know, I pray for my marriage, I pray for my husband, I pray for, you know, all the time. You can't just say I can't pray now because we've been together for years. You know, like devil doesn't say, oh, these people have been together for 10 years, let me just leave them and not give them problem. There is always a challenge, you know, either way. You will think that, no, we've been together for 15 years, nothing is going to happen. It's a lie. it's a lie. You just need to, keep praying. I pray a lot so that, I pray for my marriage, I pray for my husband, I pray for, all the time. You can't just say, I can't pray now because I will be together for years now.
Speaking of praying, what role does religion play in your marriage?
We pray together most of the time, like every day in the morning. I wake him up for us to pray. Then I do that on my own time also by myself. I think it does the same if you want to pray, maybe secretly, I think. So, yeah.
Well, when it comes to religion and spirituality, we're 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 two different people. My belief system is not totally inclined with hers. I accept it because it's a path that I've followed. But I have my personal relationship with my creator. You know, my indigenous belief system is something that I hold there too. And I walk that path in discovery. And I have no issues with other people's beliefs. I embrace it, but that's how far that I'm willing to go. Yeah.
I had asked her earlier question.
Mm.
Um, Having been together for this number of years, is there anything you would change about?
The one thing I would change, it's I would want to. I have learned. I wish I had learned to trust her more earlier in with some of the decisions that I made. I was a bit selfish, inconsiderate in some of, and they were economic decisions. You know, um, undermining our ability to impute into something that complex. So that's, I would like to change that, because there were junctions in our life where I had to make some heavy decisions, and I did not consider, in as much as I did not consider our input into those decisions, when the implications came, it was her consideration that kept me. So I wish that, should I want to change anything, because now I even rely on, when I want to make such economic decisions, I sound it off her. So I wish that, given another chance, I would have learned to trust her more then. Yes.
And you, Mrs. Vaughn, is there anything about your marriage you want to change?
No,
Nothing. Everything is perfect for you.
you can't say perfect. We have our own, so yeah, I'm okay.
Given another chance, if you come back to this marriage, you just still want to be married to Mr. Vaughan.
You know, there's this thing that he likes to say, my husband. He normally says he want to go where his father is when he dies.
Sorry.
So I think I now understand him now, because I don't have a mother. I lost my mother last year. I also feel the same. So it will depend. Me, for a fact, I know I'm going to where my mother is, and I know my mother, she's in heaven. So that is what I'm now working on. You understand? So if we'll meet there together, it is okay. I don't mind. If he's on the other side and I'm here, well.
Okay, we'll take a little pause here because Mr. Vaughan got a bit emotional. So your dad meant a lot to you.
Yeah. It means a lot to me.
And When did you
So
lose him?
2010. Yeah, it's been it's been a long time, but it still hurts, So I'm glad she now understands, when I say it, that wherever he is, when we transcend this earth, I still want to be with him. You know,
Um, for people who are looking to join the marriage institution, what advice would you give them? If they want a long, lasting, healthy, and successful marriage, what advice would you give to such people?
Marriage is about negotiating. It's a negotiation. It's living life. You wake up in the morning. You negotiate even in the kitchen. What am I going to eat? How much salt am I going to put in it? What kind of stew am I going to eat? When you meet a man or you meet your spouses, you're going to get, and in life is growth. You keep on growing. You don't diminish, you grow. So when you meet this person, you grow together. You negotiate it every day. Your likes and dislikes. That is one. Secondly, is complementary. It's not a competition. You're two people complementing each other. You don't have to compete. Why are you competing? You have to learn to complement each other at all times. Then is also, when I say two people, in some instances 3, 4, it still complements. If you learn to complement in that environment, it's better than competing in that environment. That's why some people have it successfully. And then there's the communication aspect of it. You have to learn to communicate. Communicate your fears, communicate your frustrations, in an honest manner. Then, but also remember that before embarking on that journey, you have to meet basic personal hygiene is part of it. Domestication, cleanliness and all that. If you don't meet that, then how do you move forward? And you're not willing to learn and change. So when you meet the basics, then the other ones you can now negotiate it. And where you find that your spouse or the other party is not meeting up. Prior to now, I was not an advocate of divorce. But as you grow older, you realize that there are times it is necessary to step out of a toxic environment. It's you can't, but you have to. But at the same time, you should not use that experience to um, um, degrade the institution. There's nothing wrong with marriage. It is the people that go into marriage that now find themselves, so that institution is not overrated. And when some people say, if you're not happy in marriage, that's because you've decided not to be happy in marriage. Then the people that are happy in marriage, they've worked for it and they are working. As we sit, do we have it perfect? No. Do we have challenges? Yes. What are we doing? We're still walking the journey. And like she said something here very profound. We're still going to meet challenges. Are we preempting that challenge? No, but it's going to, when it comes, how are we going to negotiate it? That's up to us. So years from now, we look back, we have victories that we look back and say, wow. And you meet new people and they tell you about their challenges and they are just child's play. Yoruba Tente is just child's play. There's nothing. What's your problem? What is your problem? You don't have a problem. You're just thinking of that problem. And in closing, we have a little secret, it's a saying that we have amongst us, between us. It's called Try Me.
Try what?
Try
Try
Me.
me.
Try me.
Yeah.
Okay. What is it about?
It's about your you, you have a problem. Automatically in your heart you'll say she won't agree or he won't agree. But have you told me? You've not. So if you've not told me, why are you making my decisions for me? So try me. Now, if you tell me, if I react the way you expected, at least I have reacted. But if I react differently, won't we find a solution?
Exactly.
So it's what I would advocate to others, that use it occasionally. Try me. If you try her or you try him, and you've tried, you've said it. Some will tell you, why did you say it? Well, eventually you have to still say it. So, but the time is also very important.
Have anything to add to that, Miss?
I think for me, it's just about honestly, you know, just need to trust each other. Yeah. And we also have this saying, sometimes marriage, there's this jealous thing, couples, when you go out, parties, we've been having it since even in South Africa that when you go out there, they're saying, I think it was an Igbo, I do not care who dance it with whom or who talk it with whom. What matters is who take it home. So as far as I'm concerned, if he likes, let him dance with who, whatever. Last, we could go home together. So yes, so that's my own, yeah.
Thank you so very, 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 very much
Yes,
for
yes.
this insightful interview. I appreciate it. We're going to do one last thing for me, and that is to dance. You say music, you love music. So I need you to express your love to your madam
Uh,
by dancing. So
to
what
be
kind of
honest,
music would you like to dance
okay, with this alone, I'll test my own. Okay, no problem.
to?
Is it?
Because
Let's start with him, and
okay,
then you can decide what you want
yes.
to dance to.
What
So,
kind of
would you like
music?
to do some soft
Yeah,
music?
yeah.
Okay,
I would not even give you a preference. Just
okay.
play
An oldie.
something.
Through pain, faith, and unwavering love, the Vaughans have shown us that family isn't only defined by blood. It's built through understanding, commitment, and grace. Their story reminds us that love doesn't always follow the path we expect, but when two hearts choose hope over heartbreak, beauty still finds a way. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Vaughan, for sharing your journey with such honesty and courage. And to everyone watching, if the story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe so more people can experience the power of stories that heal and connect us all. This is Beyond the Aisle, Aisle with a double I, where real love stories live.